Hi, I'm Amber Bell, and this is Real Agriculture. I am here today at the Western Canadian Conference on Soil Health and Grazing, and sitting with Alan Hall, who's the Executive Director of ARECA. So welcome, Alan.
Yeah, thank you, Amber. Yep.
Always exciting seeing you. You've had a lot going on. ARECA has. Can you talk a little bit about, first, what is ARECA?
Farm organization. We provide two things. One, support services to the forage and applied research associations around the province. Things like fundraising, training, helping to run big programs, etc., etc. And then the other piece of the action is we are contracted by the province to deliver the Environmental Farm Plan program. We also have the Farm Mental Health program. AgNo is how most people know about it. And we're under contract with the Canadian Forage and Grassland Association to deliver off-calf work here in Alberta.
So much going on.
Oh, yeah. You're jumping from hummock to hummock all the time.
You do. So I sit on the board of directors for what is newly named CAFLA.
Yeah.
And we just ended up with a grant for capital expenses, capital purchases. So you guys were the kind of one of the people to distribute that grant. Can you talk a little bit about the capital grant?
Yeah, that's been in the works for a couple of years. The province announced the capital grant in the spring budget back in February, and so Minister Horner and Minister Segerson put that in place. And what they've asked ARECA to do is to administer the program. And so we're working right now with the various associations on pulling together the applications for the capital items that they want to buy, and then ultimately get the money into their hands. They go out and make the purchases, and they upgrade some of their equipment, their facilities, those kinds of things.
Right, so why was there a need for capital purchases like that?
Oh, stuff was getting worn out. Yeah, 8, 9 of the associations actually run applied research programs, and so they have a full line of equipment, combines and tractors and cultivation equipment and sprayers and those kinds of things, all small plot stuff.
Right.
But it's interesting, small plot stuff isn't a whole lot different in price than what the farmer deals with.
It's really not, no.
Yeah, but so a lot of that stuff's getting worn out, and we had a look at the financial statements a couple of years ago. All those items are pretty much depreciated out, so they just needed replacing.
What is the impact that the research associations actually have on the communities around them? Because I think that that's a really big talking piece on why that money is important, right?
Yeah, they do a lot of the research and extension work, and that's a way of getting farmers connected with information sources that they can trust. It's a way of bringing information, knowledge to the producers, be they the ranchers or be they farmers. And it's also a way of basically, let's see if we can adapt some of these practices and technologies here on a local level on our farms, because soil varies, weather varies, climate varies, latitudes vary. I mean, there's a whole lot of variabilities. What works at Milk River doesn't necessarily work at Fort Vermilion, and so on and so on. And so these associations do that body of work with their farmer. Each is a farm organization. They've got elected members, farmer boards of directors. They set their own priorities, and that's the work that they are doing. Right.
And Alberta's a little bit unique in that, from my understanding, because across the country, there's different ways of doing agricultural extension when it comes to research.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about how Alberta differs from maybe some of the other provinces?
Yeah, Alberta's got 12 of these associations in the province, and that has pretty good geographic coverage. There's a couple of holes in the donut, but for the most part, the coverage is there, and that's supported by the municipalities, by the provincial federal government, supported by ag business in the area, supported by some of the funding agencies, supported by some of the bigger agribusiness, particularly on the research side. Bayer Crop Sciences and groups like that will come in with projects, and our associations will actually do the field
work with them.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
It's great, and the universities too, right?
We'll sometimes do regional sites with universities. For example, the Grow at Westlock and Mackenzie up at Fort Vermilion. They're actually working with advanced breeding program lines out of WCI, the Western Crops Innovations, the old barley breeding program at Lacombe that Alberta Ag used to run. And so they're actually working with advanced breeding lines in those parts of the province to put selection pressures on so we can get customized varieties that work in our climate and our conditions, as opposed to everything's bred at Lacombe.
Right. Well, that's great, and I know CAFLA is excited for the capital purchase grant. I think that it's It's been a long time coming. When was the last time that people were able to upgrade?
You're testing my memory, but I'm guessing it's the best part of 10 years.
Yeah. So it's a good timing and great for the associations.
Oh, it is, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. And that was Alan Hall on Real Agriculture.